Hello, everyone. Good morning. So excited for you all to be joining us here today for this opportunity call. This is, as you know, it is May, and this is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and we are highlighting today the resilience and power of API women and people everywhere. But today we are super excited to be sharing with you the personal stories of three amazing beauty counter advocates. You see them right here. So if you've ever wondered what Beauty Counter is all about, is this right for you? You are definitely in the right place. My name is Adriana Origa. I am the Senior Director of Sales Training and Leadership here at Beauty Counter. And with me today, I'm honored to introduce to you all, and I'll start at the top right, Sophia Lau, Melissa Fu, and Anita Lee Chung. Hi, everyone. I'm so
Good
excited.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to be having just a really nice conversation and just talking about these three beautiful women, their experience, how Beauty Counter has changed their lives, and just getting into all of it. So let's go ahead and start off with talking a little bit about how you started with Beauty Counter. What initially attracted you to the brand? Melissa, let's go ahead and start with you.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Melissa Fu. Just a quick background on me. I live in South Carolina. So hope to see many of you at LEAD this coming summer because Charlotte's my closest home state. I have been with Beauty Counter for almost 7 years, which is incredible. I've seen a lot of change at Beauty Counter, and I just want to take a minute to say thanks to Beauty Counter and to Adriana for creating and cultivating this space of belonging for all of us today and being intentional about this. So thank you. I have 3 kids. Today is our last day of school, so I'm hopping on this call before they come busting through the doors. But this is very important to me because Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, it's so meaningful to me. When I started Beauty Counter, to be honest, there weren't many women of color and also Asian descent that I saw at this company. And I thought, I know that there's an incredible opportunity, and I believe that I can bring something to the table here and marry the two things and create a really wonderful opportunity for myself and my community. And I joined because I simply love the products. I knew that they were so luxe and they felt so good. You know, I always tell people it's like Whole Foods meets Chanel. And I really believe that after all of these years, that our products have just incrementally grown and become so robust. I love the product still to this day so much. And that's really a big part of my why is the opportunity and the products.
Sophia, let's go to you. Talk to us about how you started with Beauty Counter.
Hi, my name is Sophia Lau Kiasoni, and I live in the Bay Area in California, and I've been a consultant for over 5 years. I first was introduced to Beauty Counter by a random person. I was looking for a safer conditioner for my kids, and they recommended the Beauty Counter conditioner. And that was literally the only product I purchased for like an entire year, and not with a consultant. It was just from the website. I didn't know anything else about what was available. I didn't know anything about the company. I just knew I loved the conditioner. And then it wasn't until I met my mentor, Audrey, who's actually on the call right now too. She actually took the time to educate me about Beauty Counter and about ingredients. And I decided, oh, why not? Let's try some products for myself. So every time I purchased something, it was literally just like 1 or 2 items. I was like, I'll just try it. I don't think I'll like it, but I ended up loving it and just kept buying more and more. And because I had so much experience with other direct sales companies in the past, I was like, I can do this. And I literally recruited myself. My mentor was about to have a baby and I signed up. She was like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. So I just knew I wanted to be a part of this company. And what really drew me to it was the education part. As a teacher, that was really important to me. And I also really loved the one-on-one consultation. Like, she really cared and took the time to explain the products to me, the ingredients, the benefits. And I was really busy at the time with like 2 young children working full time. So I just literally texted her, please order this for me. And I would just like PayPal her. So I really love that customer service. And I like to provide the same service to my clients right now.
That's amazing. Thank you. Anita, now I know for you, being Korean, skincare is super important to you, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So tell us
I
about
started
it.
off, yes, I thank you, Adriana, for that acknowledgement for K-beauty or Korean beauty. I started off with Beauty Counter with just curiosity. My husband, who's a naturopathic doctor, he actually was trying to convert me to Beauty Counter ever since we met. And while we were dating, he saw me applying the 10-step Korean skincare method. And because he has toxicity in mind and he sees a lot of clinical studies done on personal care products and the effects on health, he was just really concerned about all the layers that I was putting on, not just my face, but my entire body. And so being in Canada, we don't have a wide variety of clean as much as the US does. But I just dove in without trying a single product, because when I read up about the company and the mission, it really resonated that this was a different kind of beauty brand. And so it started off to appease my husband. And then it became curiosity and a prove it to me attitude of, I want to see results at the same time as using clean and safer ingredients. And Beauty Counter has not let me down. I find that the thoughtful approach that they take towards color matching for women of color and Asian skin, and they also give acknowledgement where they have been influenced by Korean beauties, such as the fermented essence and the double cleanse method. I really do appreciate that about Beauty Counter, and also the time that it takes to do things like Asian heritage. I think that really makes Beauty Counter special to me.
It's so true. It's so true. Beauty Counter definitely is a different, it's not your typical beauty brand for sure. It's so much more. And I think you're hitting it right on the nose. I did not know that story about your husband. Anita,
Oh,
so
yes.
funny.
It was a man, which makes it a little bit different. But I also want to return the favor, and I try to expand out to more of a diverse client base as well by also talking to men about what it is that we do and what makes us different.
That's right. Because we all have skin, we all have bodies, like it's no different. So I love that. So Sophia, you had just mentioned that you've actually been in the direct sales industry for over a decade. What role, when you were first starting with Beauty Counter, what role did your community play in kind of getting you first started in your business?
Well, in comparison to the other companies I've been with, there were, other beauty brands, there were nail wrap brands, jewelry brands, bags. Like I've tried it all. I just like to stay busy. I like being a part of something special, a community. I love supporting different brands. I love swag and stuff. But what stood out about Beauty Counter is really the people. Other consultants are so supportive and uplifting. And I connected with a lot of people early on, and they weren't even on my direct team. People just wanted to help each other out. They were really selfless, just really, really supportive. So it was really fun to collaborate with other people, and having that support, whether it's from Facebook groups or group chats, Voxer, getting together in person. I just found it really, really fun. And it definitely stood out. I felt like people were not just in this for themselves. Like we worked together as a community.
I have found the same thing as well. I have direct sales experience for probably same amount of years, maybe not more. And a lot of companies talk about supporting different communities. A lot of companies talk about clean and doing things that are, healthier for you. But at Beauty Counter, I can honestly say, because I've been with different brands, this is somewhere that we actually walk the walk. We don't just talk about it. Our products prove it. Our work in DC proves it. Our work in Parliament in Canada proves it. It's truly an authentic community of like-minded people. I think it's just it's something like I've never experienced, because it's truly authentic. It's not just like written on our website. You feel it when you work here,
I also wanted to add that Beauty Counter has a diversity, equity, and inclusion team,
Yep.
which I don't know what other company has. And I truly, truly appreciate it that the company wants to diversify our consultant base and just reach out to everyone.
So true.
I want to echo all of that you ladies say, because it is such a special environment that we're in. We are so collaborative over being competitive. And, it's the mission that continues to drive us all, right? Because one thing that we haven't mentioned yet is that for women of color, we are at a greater level of higher toxicity levels when it comes to being exposed to, harmful and toxic ingredients in our products, which is, something that we don't take lightly, and is always kind of the North Star and driving us in this mission, which brings all of us together to work together so beautifully.
So nicely said. So nicely said. Now, Melissa, I know that for you, you had a great story when we talked about how you first started your Beauty Counter business and how your family reacted, and how was your, experience there?
Yeah, so I self-identify as a Chinese American. I'm really 1.5 generation. My father was born in China. My mother was actually born here in the US. And so while I identify as Chinese American, I actually don't speak the native language. The only language I speak is English. However, I'm very rooted in my Chinese identity and my heritage. And so my father is very traditional Asian, which some of us might be able to understand and relate to. He was a CPA. He, worked for the government for all of his life. And when I found Beauty Counter and started, several years ago, it was when I was a mom to 3 young kids. My youngest child then was, I believe, 18 months old. And I thought, even though I have 3 kids, I'm at this place where I'm kind of like reinvesting in myself. I'm finding my identity again, my energy, and I wanted something just for me. So I joined Beauty Counter because of the products, for the discount. And I remember thinking, I'm not going to seek my parents' approval. This is something that I inherently want to do on my own, just for me, and see where it leads me. And so my parents knew I was doing this like beauty thing on the side, but like they didn't really know. And I never really sought my family members as my first customers. I wasn't going to take that angle. I really wanted to establish myself and my presence on my own with my business. And then, years later, I've just stayed with this through consistency. And last year, I was one of the fortunate brand advocates to go to Washington, D.C., which is where we get to advocate and talk to our congressional leaders about the importance of safety in our ingredients and what that means to me and my family, but also for my community. And so part of that was I was able to be included in a video where I actually honored my family by bringing a photograph of my grandparents and talking about that on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. So I was able to share that story with my family, and for them to see that validation through a piece like that is really, it's really beautiful, because I don't really have to preach to them what I'm doing, but they understand the importance of it. And the truth is that me standing there with all those incredible women was me doing something, using my voice for good, but also showing that I'm living the American dream. Like I'm living my legacy for my family through Beauty Counter.
Whoa. No,
Yeah.
I goosebumps. So Sophia,
Yeah.
we were all on a call.
I still have goosebumps from hearing it again.
It's really moving.
So emotional.
Yeah, but that, I mean, that in itself shows like this is not only so much more than, again, just another beauty brand with beauty products. Like we are doing work that changes our communities, changes our country, changes our own family, and to your point, your legacy, that in itself just makes it all worth it. And this isn't a regular job. This is so much. And the fact you were able to go to Congress and meet with, like, who has that opportunity, and to imagine, I mean, similar, like my parents immigrated here from Hungary and from Japan. And I know they couldn't even imagine the things that we're doing, the things that I'm involved with. They would have never believed it, and I'll say, truth be told, I would have never believed it, and so I think that, yeah, thank you so much, Melissa, for sharing that story, because that's what it's all about. So
It is.
Melissa, let me ask you this though. Do you do this full time?
I do this now nearly full time. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like before I started a family, I was in corporate America full time in accounting and finance, and I had very heavy schedule. And my husband and I, we just decided that we were going to change the trajectory of what we wanted our family to look like in terms of our time and our family freedom together. And so when I started the business, when my youngest son was 18 months old, now he's 9. It's interesting to see how Beauty Counter has really helped my family situation from a financial standpoint. But it's because I've been working my business consistently, and there's ebbs and flows to that, right? There are times when I have to put the business down, but that's the beauty of what we do, is there is flexibility in that. Like next week, I'm going to Universal Studios with my family. I'm probably not going to really be working that much, but I love that there is that flexibility, and there really should not be a stigmatism on people having secondary income or finding other paths of interest that might bring them a little bit of joy or a little bit of financial gain or some fun products that they can play with. That's the beauty of having that flexibility. So I would say I probably work at least part-time, at least 20 hours a week in my job.
That's awesome. Now, Anita, talk to us about your, you work your Beauty Counter business, but this isn't your only job, right?
Right. Yes. I'm actually a full-time accountant. So when Melissa was speaking about corporate America, I'm a CPA in Canada, and I come from a family with very traditional values, and they have a mindset of what success looks like. And so when they found out that I was working with Beauty Counter, they were initially a bit confused and wondering, why do I need a second job? And they would rather see me as a woman of luxury. But over time, they saw that the work that I'm doing with Beauty Counter, as I went to Parliament and I started using my voice in a way that in my culture, it's a bit different, especially because when my parents immigrated here, they brought with them their 1970s mentality, and that's how I was raised. So I saw myself going in that direction too, very masculine energy, aggressive sales approach, and just working really hard and grinding. But the community that I joined with Beauty Counter, and I think it's across a lot of different teams, is that they gave me the flexibility to do this my way and what works in my life. And that to me was the golden ticket, because I never felt pressure to work a certain way or to hustle. And my mindset started shifting towards more of a feminine energy where I can take time for myself and I can work this business the way that I feel comfortable doing it. I spent the first year testing the products just on myself, and I was a very quiet beauty counter consultant, and never did I feel that I needed to step it up from HQ or from my mentors. And so when we talk about community, I really felt like I had found my place within a group of women who are very successful, and yet everyone's doing it differently and it all works. So that's something that Beauty Counter has taught me that no other corporation has shown me. And that's something that I value at this stage in my life as a woman, as someone with Asian heritage. I would really love to see these values being replicated across generations as well.
Wow. I mean, I don't know about you, but all of these, it's goosebumps this whole time. I mean, you're so right. And Sophia, I know you have a similar kind of thought in terms of the flexibility piece. So how has Beauty Counter been, given you that flexibility in your life?
So as Anita mentioned, like you kind of work at your own pace. You can work when you want, how much you want, how little you want. If you don't want to work, you don't have to work, but you really get what you put into it. I definitely started with Beauty Counter as like a side hustle, getting a discount, never wanted to build a team. But it kind of just came naturally, kind of just fell into my lap. And after building a team, I kind of had to have more responsibility and accountability, which made me work harder and made me want to be a better mentor for my team. So I started putting more time into my business, and my full-time job was a preschool teacher. And every time I was at work, I'm like, oh, my full-time job is getting in the way of Beauty Counter, because I would just want to work my Beauty Counter business. And I just find it really fun. It's very enjoyable. There's no pressure. I just love the flexibility and all the opportunities that Beauty Counter offers us. And I actually just quit my full-time teaching job a couple months ago, focusing a little bit more on Beauty Counter. I still teach a little bit. I sub a little bit, lots of random gigs here and there, but I love it because I love the flexible schedule. And definitely for my parents, they were kind of like, whoa, why are you throwing away your job, your career that you built? I was a full-time teacher for over 15 years. Still love it, but things changed a lot during COVID. It became really challenging. My mental health was like really declining. And what brought me joy was Beauty Counter. So I kind of stuck with that. Along with all my other side gigs. And I told my parents, don't worry, I have this under control. I will figure it out. And they have kind of accepted that. And they do see that I am figuring it out. I am bringing in income in different ways, including with Beauty Counter. And I'm just so grateful for this company, and never thought that I would ever be here or like would be with this direct sales company for so long, right? Because a lot of people kind of just try it for a little bit and then they kind of fade away. But I've stayed consistent throughout my 5 years, and I feel like it's just the beginning.
Oh, it's so true. I think that, going into any effort for any business, any effort for yourself is scary. Like, we're not taught necessarily that, we're not given the confidence even that like, you can do it on your own. You're always taught you have to depend on something, depend on a husband, depend on the job, and so I think especially as women, to be able to give back to yourself and to challenge yourself and to drive yourself to develop into this person you probably never imagined you could be. I think that in itself is such this unexpected outcome from a business like this. So I want to ask this one last question. Since you guys have all started your Beauty Counter business, what has been the biggest lesson, the biggest takeaway, the biggest change in yourself that you have had? Melissa, let's go ahead and start with you.
I would say the biggest lesson I learned is the importance and how powerful your mindset is. That really leads to self-confidence. And if you can tap into that authentically, your business can really take off because you will inspire and empower so many people around you in your community.
Anita.
Mine is also linked to mindset. I think I briefly mentioned the shift towards more of a feminine attitude. And I really believe that in a business like this, where women support other women's success, that's where the true essence of who we are comes out. I really value mentorship. And now having seen what mindset can do for us, especially if there is an incentive trip like Parliament or Congress, and just, reaching high, yes, and aiming for wherever it is that we want to go. Just knowing that the team has your back is something that I really cherish, especially when there are certain keys that are given to us, whether it's a roadmap of how to sample every week, or whether it's opportunities like this to speak on behalf of the Asian community. I really encourage people to also, listen to what's inside and just take those keys and go with it, open those doors, because there's a lot of help out there. And if we take up on it, then success is just around the corner.
Thank you. Sophia.
What surprised myself about being part of this business is the confidence that I've gained. When I first had my launch party, I was like, I'm not going live. I'm not talking to people. And look, I'm here now. It's really, really amazing how much I've grown as a person. And I'm really thankful for all the skills and all the opportunities through this company. And something for everyone else to know, you are not alone. You have so many people backing you up, and you just have to believe in yourself.
Right, that's right. Now, so as we close today, I just want to, I think your experiences have just inspired me, to be honest, even more, and doubled down on this is the right place for me to be. This is such a company that goes beyond just the products, we sell. So if you were, and anyone jump in, but if you were to give someone your best piece of advice, when you first started, and maybe something that you wish someone would have told you, what would that be for someone just starting or considering to start Beauty Counter?
I'll go first. I would say just do it. Just give it a shot. If you're spending more than $200 a year, you might as well sign on as a brand advocate, get your discount, share with a few friends, and start earning money instead of spending more. There's nothing to lose really, and so much to gain.
I agree with Sophia, and I would say, just like Nike, just do it, jump in. Really, there's only upside to this. You're going to be connected with so many wonderful, like-minded, amazing human beings, and you might as well use safer, cleaner products at a discount, or pay yourself back for that. I think that, I know that it's really important for us to continue to see other women of color and other minorities with more representation at Beauty Counter, which is something we are all striving for. And so we really wholeheartedly open our arms up and welcome you to join us. And if you just want to start having a conversation with someone, reaching out to any of us here on this call today to talk more or just to explore, go for it. But honestly, it's as little as, I think, $19 to join if you're a Brand of Beauty member. So
yeah,
it's holding you back.
Awesome.
I echo the just do it attitude. We've got so many voices inside of us telling us all the reasons why we shouldn't do it, all the fears, and I think we've all been there. I especially coming from a different type of environment. And also family plays a large part. But if we just kind of look at the mission and what it is that Beauty Counter is trying to achieve, I think that that makes us feel really good that it's more than just sales that we're doing here. And that's what makes us stand apart from all the other brands. And that's sort of what keeps me going. The fact that this is not just for myself, but it's more life for everyone in my community, in my circle. And so those voices in your head, once you just get past them and follow your heart, then that will just keep you going with the momentum, and you can't help but to succeed.
Okay, Anita, Melissa, Sophia, you guys, thank you so much for sharing your stories. You've been so transparent, authentic, and really have shown what Beauty Counter and our community is all about. We believe in transparency. Melissa said it. We are a community of like-minded people who, we're truly leading a movement, and it's all about getting safer products into the hands of everyone. We are serving our communities. We're changing the landscape of beauty every step of the way, and just such a fulfilling company to be a part of. And clearly, as you see with these 3 beauty advocates, it's just a fulfilling experience and just taking lives to a different level. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Anita, Melissa, Sophia. Thank you so much. And we will all be talking to you soon. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.